All right, everybody. Day 10. We're getting real close to halfway here. Day 10 of 22 days of push ups, and more importantly, 22 days of talking about veteran suicide. Uh, it's been kind of an interesting day. Um, I have to be honest, I've been feeling kind of, not, I don't know if down is the word, but struggling to be motivated, I think, to do these last couple days simply because uh, it's one of those things you start to question, are people actually watching the videos? Are they just sharing them uh, and pushing it off, Uh, I'll support him by hitting like, but not really watching, because I am long winded. And then on top of it all, I mean, the topic of suicide is a heavy, heavy topic. It's certainly not exciting. It's certainly not something you're happy to talk about. So here we are, 10 days in a row of me sitting here talking to my phone about veteran suicide day in and day out. And I won't lie, having that conversation day in and day out can be depressing and dark and, brings up memories, brings up feelings. But at the same time, I I feel so motivated to keep doing it, and I have this sense of uh, like I'm on a mission, you know. Hence, just like the charity we're raising money for, Mission 22. Um, they're on a mission. We're on a mission. You, me, any of us who are really taking this topic seriously. We're on a mission to end veteran suicide. 22 plus every day taking their own lives. Um, and that's sad and it's depressing and it's awful because these are men and women who wanted nothing more than to serve their country, than to be there and fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. And then they come home and struggle so much that it is almost more challenging and more traumatic than, say, combat, in that that's an environment where, okay, shoot or be shot, kill or be killed, but you come home and it's, I can survive that, but I just can't do this anymore. This civilian life, this mundane punch the clock, or being unemployed, or maybe being homeless, or whatever it is that is their struggle, losing family members, however they found themselves in the state that they were in when they took their lives, affects them. And sometimes it's the adjustment from the combat life to the home life. The horrors you've seen that you push in the back of your head in the moment, but then once you are home and have time to think about it, it hits a little harder. And knowing all of that, knowing what these men and women are struggling with, I can't allow myself to stop, to not talk about this, to allow my own another day of suicide talk get in the way of completing this mission. And my mission is to end it completely. I would love the number to be 0 every day. 0 veterans taking their lives. But again, as I said, it's been one of these things where I kind of find myself I'm typically a cheerful kind of guy. I find myself occasionally struggling a little bit the last few days because of how heavy a topic I get to talk about every night. And I work 2 jobs, so I typically am doing these fairly late in the night, so I'm getting ready to go to bed with these thoughts in my head. But it's worth it. It's worth every bit of it. And a couple reasons why. We are at 1,500 right now. Actually, it'll be 1,750 here in just a little bit. I gotta add some money to that I have received. But a couple exciting things happened that kind of boosted my morale on this topic and kind of reinvigorated me. Um, I had a couple people reach out to me and say, hey, watching your video every day is becoming an important part of my morning. It really is important to me. I enjoy watching it, regardless of the heaviness of the topic. So it was one of those things where I finally, oh, people are actually watching these videos, not just going, oh, Justin's doing a good thing. Let's throw him a like, you know. So the message is getting out there. The message is being heard. The other thing that helped out and kind of, again, now I know people are watching, now I know people are really invested, is we finally got our first bid on my painting. So right now we're at $25 for this painting. What we're doing with this is whatever money this painting raises, I'm doing this auction style, just reach out to me. I'll tell you what the bid is at, and you can decide if you're in or not in. No judgment if it's a little rich for your blood, so to speak. And if you don't want the painting, you know, there is a fundraiser I started, you know, contribute straight to the fundraiser. But this was the initial idea. This is what started it all for me, was I told myself I have this painting that I painted to depict, you know, a night I spent in Iraq, and I wanted it to be something I could utilize to raise money for a good cause. So what I'm going to do is auction this off with all proceeds going to Mission 22. And then all of a sudden people started asking, hey, can I just donate? So that's why I created the fundraiser. That was never my intention, but it's been a fantastic, serendipitous kind of addition to this, in that now what I thought was maybe going to be 25, 50, maybe if somebody's generous, $100 just for the cause of, you know, donating to veteran suicide for the painting, has now become $17.50 straight out. You know, I never imagined when I first did that first video that we'd reach that point. And I'm motivated, I'm excited, I'm happy that there are so many people out there that this is important to and want to make a difference. So we are now $25. Bidding has started for the painting. $25. All money you bid on this is going to go towards the charity. If you don't win the painting, I'll reach out to you and ask, you know, hey, do you want to contribute what you bid to the fundraiser or not? We'll figure out how to get the money there. I will cover shipping, because I want this to be straight donation money. I don't want you spending money on accessory portions of this. So you just make your bid and it's all going into donation, and then you can win this. Right now, $25. So somebody has bid. This is leaving my house at some point in the next couple weeks. So if you want it, place those bids. Now the other thing that has motivated me, and at this point it's still strictly in developmental phase. I have been approached by somebody to potentially help anonymously sponsor this fundraiser. So our donations will hopefully be making an incredible increase here soon. Tomorrow I'm going to find out more details, get more information, set something in place. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have some fantastic news for everybody. But I'm really excited. I really am. I think I finally, I know I feel like we're actually making a change. We're actually putting in some work and doing, you know, putting in some effort and really striving to save lives. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And hey, if money isn't an option for you, again, just be there for somebody. Reach out to a veteran. If you're a veteran, reach out to somebody for help. We have to open this communication. We have to stop pretending we're not thinking these things. We have to pretend that we don't feel our friends are having these feelings. If you think somebody's having trouble, reach out. If you're having trouble, reach out. We need to work together and stop this. Because I don't want to hear of another one of my friends, another one of my buddies taking their life because either I did not reach out when I should have, or I just wasn't aware of their struggles. And I don't want anybody else to have to feel that way. So please, 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 let's open the doors of communication on this topic. Let's stop treating it like it's some taboo thing we can't speak of. You know, the tragedy that we shall not name, veteran suicide. Our heroes are killing themselves. We can't dance around the topic. We can't sugarcoat it. Let's call it what it is. So please, please, please seek help. Please, please, please don't be afraid to offer that help. A shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen makes all the difference in the world. It really does. So, keeping this one a little more brief today. So I don't have any particular stories today. So I'm going to skip right to the push-ups. Doing a little bit different today. I'll have to come over and grab the camera and show you. So one thing we can do with our push-ups to make a change is raise our hands for the start of the push-up, but leave a space for the body. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you in a second, I have a stack of weight plates on the floor for my hands. What that's going to allow me to do is come deeper. So now the floor won't be my limiting factor on depth. My shoulder and chest flexibility is going to be the limiting factor. So we'll be able to get a little more depth. So we're getting a little more range of motion out of the push-up. Let's see if I can show you this without screwing everything up. So as you can see, I've got stacks of weight plates here. We're gonna get down in my face apparently today. Now, one thing you want to make sure you do is you create a stable platform for however you're going to do this. If the weights are stacked, I'm actually able to use the frame of my squat rack to kind of hold them in place. You can utilize boxes, you can utilize, well, just about anything. Yoga blocks, but you just want to make sure whatever it is going to be stable. Because the last thing you want is your hands to slide out, you're getting some dental work done, you're busting up your chin. All right, so coming on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this one's rattling around a little bit. See, you can tell, even in my setup, this thing's starting to slide around. And I don't want to fall on my face. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A little more challenging because you're hitting depth and engaging the muscles at a different point when you typically would. 16, 17, 18. I think after 22 days I'd be a little more accustomed to this. 19, 20, 21, 22. Challenging variation, challenging topic. Yeah. Can be depressing to talk about. Might bring you down a little bit. You know, might even put your head in kind of a dark place to have this conversation this much. But when it comes to saving lives, I think it's a sacrifice I can make. So, 22 a day. Again, the time it took me to make this, a veteran took their life. And the time it's going to take you to watch it, a veteran took their life. Let's get them the help they need.